got a new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, if you don't know, now you know. I'm about to tell you about Briedis and Glowacki. Hopefully I said his name right. It was supposed to be World Boxing Super Series semifinal, cruiserweight semifinal, and they were supposed to be fighting for the vacant WBO WBC that was vacated by Alexander Usyk, but the WBC stepped in, and Mauricio Suleiman Jr. cried a river, and he snatched the WBC a vacant title from the fight. I'm gonna tell you why. They snatched that title from the fight. It just was revealed about an hour ago. We back, Goodfellow Sports TV, back in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And I've been telling y'all, a lot of people, we was conditioned to believe Mayweather saying that Ali being on the WBC belt, the WBC belt is the most prestigious belt. We all been conditioned to believe that, okay? But it's not, okay? And I'm going to go over some instances after I tell you about this. Now, Briedis and Glowacki, they were supposed to fight for the vacant belts. Usyk was made champion in recess until he officially moves up to heavyweight and likes it. If you move up to heavyweight, don't like it, you can come back to cruiserweight and try to regain some of his titles, okay? But he'd be fighting Carlos Takam, I think, in like September. It got pushed back due to injury. But Briedis and Glowacki, they were supposed to fight tonight on the DAZN card for the vacant WBC and WBO title. And then on the undercard, it was your Junior Dr. Toes taking on Andrew Tabiti. Yes, Floyd Mayweather's fighter, Andrew Tabiti, is fighting for his first world title, the IBF title of the world. And pretty much now, Briedis and Glowacki won't be fighting for a title, okay? They won't be fighting for a title, a WBC title. It'll just be the WBO. Now, what happened was, it's petty wop, okay? What happened was the WBC and the WBO had the split officials, okay? The WBC, and I'll link all this in the description, Mauricio Suleiman Jr. crying all day on Twitter about it. The WBC wanted 2 WBC officials and 2 WBO officials, okay? I don't know what it ended up being, 1 and 1, or did the WBO get 3 and they only got 2? So the ring officials are, from what I understand, the judges, the timekeeper, and the referee, okay? And then you got the inspectors as well, too. I don't think they go under the official ring officials. They may. So they wanted 2 and 2, okay? Apparently, they didn't get that split. And they said if they was able, and Mauricio Suleiman Jr. said, if they able to get 2 and 2, 2 to the WBO, 2 in the WBC, they fine. So I don't know if it was 2 to 1 where WBO got 2 and WBC got 1. Well, it ain't that. So Mauricio Suleiman Jr. cried. He over there, he took his belt out to fight. All right. My whole thing about it is he probably feel like, shit, we above the WBO. You know, WBO, I think it was 2006 or 2009. It wasn't even part of being undisputed. The WBC has been part of undisputed way longer than the WBO. So y'all gonna make us take a backseat to this sorry ass championship? We take precedence. We above them, and you know, rightfully so. And the majority of people wise, nobody really care about the WBO. The WBC make, you know, by a lot of people's standards, is the best belt. In my opinion, the most prestigious belt is the IBF because they held to getting sued in the United States. They based in the United States. They based on our jurisdictions and all that shit. And they stick by the rule book. Now, it might not be a glamour belt to everybody else, but by the letter of the law, they flexible when need be. They let Ndongo and Crawford fight for the championship, for the undisputed, when actually it was Lippiet's term. And the WBC is just going off the dollar. Remember, Chris Eubanks Jr. was supposed to be fighting he could have fought Anthony Durrell for the championship, for the David Benavidez vacant 168-pound super middleweight championship when he got in trouble for playing with his nose. And Chris Eubanks Jr. said something about Mauricio Suleiman Jr. Like, I don't know the joke. I think he called him fat or he said something about him. So they skipped over him in the rankings, and they said Avi and Uterman, the guy who he knocked down like 3 or 4 rounds, whatever it was, they gave him the go-ahead. Now, the WBC is notorious for, you know, they notorious for, you know, if you got the cash, they'll make whatever you want to happen. Okay? Real talk. If you got the cash, you know, and you able to pay off the committee, then they'll do whatever you want to do. So they real cash hungry. Mairis Suleiman Jr. has really, in my opinion, he's really killed the prestige of that belt. Some of the fugazi things he has done, and being a crybaby, somebody says something about him, he skip over them in the rankings. Like, he posting, don't let emotions get into it. Okay, and also what he done with Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo. He treated Jamal Charlo like a baby back bitch. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Jamal Charlo's supposed to go hurry up and sue, get his bread and some back, and he supposed to have been in other sanctioned belt bodies. You know, they protected Canelo. They put their integrity on the line to protect Canelo when he failed the drug test. So at the end of the day, they put their integrity on the line. They cleared Luis Ortiz when he really failed the drug test and got behind them. Ever since the daddy died, the WBC is perhaps run like one of the worst belts out there. Only reason it's not the worst is because of WBA. And them got a gold title. They supposed to eliminate every title until they got down to the Super WBA title and maybe the interim title. But instead of getting down to one champion, they got the WBC Super title, WBA Super title, the WBA regular title, the intern WBA title, and also they got the gold WBA title. Okay, that's the only thing that made the WBA worse. Okay, right now, if it wasn't for that, the WBC would be perhaps the worst belt out there. Okay, and Mairis Suleiman Jr., remember, he was also the one that let Romain Stavern get an immediate rematch after being stagnant for like 2 years. He had one fight in 2 years, or 2 fights in 2 years, and that was getting beat up by Wilder in one fight because Don King and his father had a great relationship, and Don King funneled him the bag. And also, he also let Don King get Charles Hadley a championship fight, a mandatory fight, versus Jamil Charlo at 154 pounds. Mairis Suleiman Jr. is by far, I'm going to not say by far, but he one of the worst things going in boxing. He is by far terrible. And right now, just show his spoiled behavior. And just like this, just because it can't be 2-2 officials, he going to sit there and cry and pull his belt. Like, look here, it don't really even matter at this point, bruh. Like, go ahead and let them fight for this belt. It's been advertising at the 23rd hour, you're going to pull the belt out of there, and you're going to get on Twitter and say, if you could be 2-2 officials, the belt could be back on the line. Like, bro, if I'm the fighters, man, I don't even want to fight for that bitch-ass belt. You know what I'm saying? They get mad at the World Boxing Super Series, the advertisers and shit like that. You know, but, you know, when you cry and pout, and you've been a rich, spoiled little bitch like Mairis Suleiman Jr., when you cry and pout, you know, you used to get in your way all the time, you know, that's what you do. You're a spoiled brat. Spoiled brat. And now he robbing Glowacki and Briedis and the fans of a vacant unification bout. That's rare. And I think, you know, the magnitude in this fight, it deserved to be for that. He need to put his pride aside and do this. But if he don't put this belt up on these fighters, man, I'm not fucking with him. I don't want to even talk about the WBC no more. You know, and I'm glad they ain't gave them the 2 officials they asked for. Fuck it. And obviously they got something to do with, you know, them getting paid extra money or whatever. It always boils down to money. When men beef, it's always either money or over women. It don't have them the top 2 things that men beef over. And Mairis Suleiman Jr. and I think if, you know, Al Heyman and Dana White get together and they team up and they create a PBC belt and they cut out the sanctioned belt bodies, that'd be great for boxing if they can do that. That's gonna be tough to do, to get people out that mindset and fighters that mindset that, you know, these championship belts matter, to do a PBC belt. It's going to be tough, but each belt got their own favorite person for the most part. You know, WBC go whoever got the most money. The WBA belt, I mean, I really don't know they ski low, but the IBF is strict. They go by the rules. They don't care who. And WBO got a good relationship with Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is, man. I know a lot of people, if you was wondering around the world what was going on with this fight and why they not fighting for the WBC, it came up. He crying over fucking officials. Okay? And it is what it is. He walking around locked to be wherever they having to fight at right now, saying that, you know, if they give us 2 officials, we'll put the belt back on the line. You know, I'm at the point where I'm at like, man, fuck this dude. All right? You the one that's losing 6% out this fight, 3% from Glowacki and 3% from Briedis. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hillblaze, thehillblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow Unboxing. Get you 18% off their 100% all natural products, soaps, candles, muscle relaxer, rubs, and the whole 9. Website, promo code, and description. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Intro instrumental link is in the description as well too. If you want to make a donation, the link's there as well too. Continue to share the videos. Let me know how you feel. I'll source the links in the description. We gone.